in Cameroon, as we all know today, November 6th, 2023, clocks exactly 41 years since President Paul Biya was sworn in as the second president of the Republic of Cameroon after the very first post-independent president, Amadou Ahidjo, resigned, handing power to President Paul Biya, who was the constitutional successor at that time. Amadou Tante, good morning and welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Lasha. Good morning to Etapia, and good morning to the telespectators of my media Prime Television. I'm happy to be your guest this morning once more again.
We are also celebrating, like other Cameroonians, President Paul Biya in power for 41 years.
Well, permit me to say I'm celebrating in theory, as they are saying, celebrating in theory, but not in practice, because I see not only celebrating a situation, what has come to, instead wasn't the situation of Cameroon, what Cameroonians are living into, or the situation that was left behind by the former president Amadou Ahidjo.
We are talking about 41 years at the helm of state, and calls are already coming in as President Paul Biya clocks 41 years today for him to seek re-election, the 8th term in office.
Of course, it is very normal for some particular group of people to be calling, soliciting for His Excellency President Paul Biya to seek another mandate, because those are those that are benefiting. Because what I know is that the regime in space is prioritizing, I think, tribalism, favoritism. That is the main reason why those who are being favored will do everything possible to maintain the status quo, so that they cannot lose the power. Because those that are holding power now, they are doing everything possible to maintain the power, because they know that should in case another person comes tomorrow, it will be a very difficult situation for them, because Paul Biya have accumulated power within his own group of people, and they are in the power. There's no sharing of wealth or anything within the Cameroonians in general. They have particular group of people, or his personal friends, or those that are within his own tribe or within his own region, which are directly benefiting from what is happening in Cameroon. So those who are benefiting will do everything possible, as I said, to maintain the present situation, because they know what will before them if another person is given the opportunity to lead Cameroon tomorrow.
So what balance sheet? Are you saying that Biya has not done anything for Cameroon? Let's look at in terms of development, democracy, freedom of expression and whatever. Let's look at some areas that President Paul Biya has been able, and in terms of security, peace and security, before the outbreak of this Boko Haram war and the crisis in the northwest, Cameroon was the heaven, place where, when they talk about peace, you will be naming Cameroon in the world.
Well, permit me to say that I cannot saying that President Paul Biya has not done anything is just a gross exaggeration. It is true that President Paul Biya has done his own best, but as we were saying, with regard to what, for example, democracy, you look onto democracy, you realize that there are so many things that President Paul Biya has done. He has done, in terms of the institutions, because we have different institutions have been put in place to make sure that there is democracy in Cameroon, but the political part of it is not respected, and that's the major reason why we have a Cameroon. Because when I say the democracy, we have the most important aspects of democracy here. We are talking about the institution that will incarnate power, or will ensure the regularity of election in Cameroon, and the regularity of election in Cameroon. We know that there are institutions that have been put in place to make sure that the democracy is practiced, and we equally have a regular election that is taking place in Cameroon. But the question now many are asking is if actually this election that have been taking place are very fair and transparent. That's where the question of $1,000 million that can only be answered. That can only be answered maybe by Amadou Ahidjo, who is no longer here in Cameroon, who left us long ago. With regard to the separation of power, we have the institution in place, but the practical part of it, the separation of power, still remains in theory. It's not applicable. And finally, the rule of law. We know the situation in Cameroon that the law is that there's no equality for all. It's not applicable. The law is only there, or justice only there for those that are rich, or those that are in high place, or those that have connection within the rank of Cameroon. The masses are suffering the effects of the human rights violation in Cameroon on daily basis, because the rule of the law is not being practiced. When people go about and abuse the law, because they know somebody in high place, so someone in high place somewhere, they abuse the law, and at the end, when they are taken to justice or taken to the court, they will go and bribe the magistrate, or the high instruction will come from somewhere and give instruction to the judges to make sure that those that are instead the victim, or those that are suffering the pains, are not continue to go behind and go back. Where those that have the means, or those that have the connection will benefit at the end. Those that are not having the connection will fail. And the masses, the general Cameroonian, as we are talking about the cases of the Anglophone region of Cameroon, we are talking here today about what happened. We are hearing what happened in Manfred just yesterday. We are hearing how so many Cameroonians that was shot today were allegedly killed by armed separatists, because they are not able. President Paul Biya has not been able to guarantee them the security in this region. So those are the kind of things that's going on in Cameroon. Because it's true that to an extent it has maintained security in some areas, in a limited, like maybe in the littoral region. I know that maybe between 2005 and 2006, when we used to come here in Douala for holidays, I know very well that we were in so many places we were able to do our normal, go about selling our normal things in secured, because we have people, those who are called Nangamboko everywhere in Akwa and other places in littoral region. When you are moving around, they always hold you and other. But today, some of those things have really reduced. At least in terms of security, they have maintained security at least to a certain extent. But what our major security challenges remain the situation in Northwest and Southwest region. So it's as if the president abandoned these people there.
Let's look at infrastructure.